taking on the Mets. And we honor Rhino. All right, let's check out the Cardinals lineup. It's brought to you by Ford, and the Cardinals will have Mason Wynn. Their rookie's been outstanding at the top of the order. Then Burleson and Goldschmidt, Arenado, Gorman, Herrera, Carlson, Donovan, and Petey Pages.
Starting pitcher for the Cubs is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. We take a look at Shota Imanaga, 196 ERA, 6-1 record for 69 innings of work. First career start against the Cardinals. He was supposed to start against them in St. Louis Memorial Day weekend, but that game was rained out, and he gets a lot of swing and miss on that split finger pitch.
Listen, for Shota Imanaga, one of the things, JD, that we monitor, how many days rest. He has started 3 times on what here in the major leagues we consider regular rest, 4 days. This one today is on 5 days. That'll be his 7th on 5 days of rest, and then he's also made 3 on 6 or more days of rest. And again, you have to consider the most innings this guy ever threw in Japan was 170. Last year it was 159. So among the things that they're trying to figure out is making sure that he can stay healthy and effective through an entire season.
Yeah, and that's why they gave him that prolonged break after the rainout. Instead of running him back out the next day, they just kind of turned over the rotation and gave him a bunch of rest prior to his next start.
So here we go. It'll be Imanaga and Mason Wynn to get it going. Yeah, the first offering of the game. And popped up. Foul ground third base side.
Imanaga will work effectively with that four-seam fastball, even though it averages just a little under 92 miles per hour. He'll touch 94 from time to time, but by big league standards now, he's a couple clicks below average in terms of velo, but it is a far better than average offering. Its spin rate, its location, the ability to elevate that pitch at the top of the zone that has made him so tough. There's a curveball, and that's something else he sprinkled in more frequently in his last start against Cincinnati.
Usually early in a count, right? Stealing strikes.
Yeah, and I think he's just learning that you know, he's so dependent on those primary 2 options that the curveball and slider create a little different wrinkle. We talked to Craig Counsell about it earlier today. He said generally it gets taken because guys are focusing on the fastball and the split, so they see the spin on the breaking ball, they give up on it. If he can land it, he's got himself a strike.
So 0-2. That one again fouled away. Mason Wynn at 301, and a guy who is super talented. He can run, he can throw, he can hit.
Splitter stayed up a little bit. Here it goes since May 9th. Turdy tree.
Comes the 6th pitch of the plate appearance. Another 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Well, you know, he left the previous one up a little bit. The best time to fix it is to come right back with it. Adjustment made. And he gets himself yet another swing and miss on that split finger pitch.
Burleson laces that one to left, but Happ is there, and it's out number 2.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield. In the pasture, it's PCA in center. You've got Ian on one side, Seiya Suzuki on the other. Around the horn, it's Bellinger, Horner, Swanson, Morel. Jan Gomes behind the plate. Ian Happ made a spectacular play in the game yesterday.
Here's the pitch to Goldschmidt. And that's a little bit high. Between pitches and getting a new baseball, here's Imanaga bowing to the plate umpire Paul Clemens. Thank you for the new ball. He said it's something he started doing when he was 12 or 13. He does it just about every time an umpire gives him a new baseball, and that is different than the strikeout bow.
Different bow altogether.
Altogether. Everybody does.
Well, I want the little leaguers here in the greater Chicago area to start battling. It'd be kind of fun.
Yes.
Kids imitate the big leaguers all the time with bat flips and home run celebrations, mix in the bow.
One and two on Goldschmidt. Veteran right-hand hitter waits, and here it comes.
Goldschmidt was hunching on the splitter there. He tracked this one really well. A little bit of a flinch, just a little bit down, maybe a little bit out.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Imanaga gets him 1, 2, 3, including a couple of punch outs. The Cubs will come up to hit Shota. Bellinger, Suzuki, Happ-Horner, Swanson, PCA, and Gomes against Andre Palante.
Andre Palante, he's got a funky delivery. He's got a fastball that averages 95 miles per hour. And he gets a lot of ground balls. Brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. A quick peek at the right-hander. Some work in the bullpen. He's moved into the starting rotation. There's that extremely high ground ball rate. He was a 4th-round pick by the Cardinals 2019 out of University of California, Irvine.
He's an anteater.
Yeah, he was. This is his 14th major league start. He's made 108 career appearances out of the bullpen. He's a reverse split guy. He's been a lot tougher on left-handed hitters than right-handed hitters.
Foul back. He's a sinker ball guy, as JD mentioned. You look at the field, and every grounds crew operates differently, but more often than not, if the home team has a sinker ball pitcher, you'll see them wet the area in front of home plate significantly. Now, they always do it, but really significantly. That's kind of medium. That's the first. Goldschmidt will handle and be Tuchman. But like if Palante were pitching for the Cubs, I would say that would be
not as wet. Yeah, because they want that ball to really, when it bounces in the dirt, they want it to have a little juice on it.
So now it's Christopher Morel, 1 up, 1 down.
Palante's weird. He's kind of like Justin Steele in that he'll get a lot of ground balls with his 4-seam fastball. Both a 4-seamer and a 2. That's inside. Curveball can be a real good weapon for him as well.
JD, they listed as a knuckle curve.
Yeah, they do, but it's a curveball. He was in the bullpen. They sent him down to AAA to get stretched out to come back as a starter, and one of the challenges put to him was to be better against right-handed hitters, and was throw that fastball in on the hands of the righties.
Swing and a miss from Morel. Yeah, so he's got both types of fastballs, the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer. The 2-seamer he's going to throw a lot more to righties, and basically it's almost non-existent against lefties. That one missing outside. So, I mean, the combo, his fastball usage is at 74%. The 4 and 2 together, 5th highest, and that's putting the minimum at 20 innings. That one missed down and in, a 4-seamer. And now it's 3 and 2. One of the things for Christopher Morel, he hasn't had the breakout. The expected slugging is way higher, but he's shown good patience. 3-2. I find it interesting for a guy who's 24 years old, JD,
yes,
but has been in professional baseball now for a while, basically 7-8 seasons. I mean, he's making a significant change in strikeout rate and walk rate.
Yeah, that's hard to do, and you don't see it all that often, especially to the degree which he is doing it.
And especially usually not at this level. It normally is something.
Yeah, you're kind of cooked when you get here. You're kind of a fully finished product.
I like that.
In terms of that, the swing rate, the patience. That's one thing that people say all the time when they see a young player in the big leagues. Well, he'll get better at that. Well, a lot of times they don't, and it's pretty rare to see this level of improvement in those departments.
Pitch number 8 of the at bat. Palante on the ground. There's Wynn. Christopher retired. A ground ball at 109.2, but a ground ball and an out nevertheless.
Cardinals defensively brought to you by Northwestern Medicine. It should be a busy day for the infielders, but we'll start in the outfield because we always do. Donovan made a great play in the game yesterday. Carlson gets center. Burleson is in right. And then it's Arenado, the 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, Wynn, Gorman, Goldschmidt, and Pajes behind the plate.
First one to belly is in for a strike. Cody at 262, the on base 317, and the slug 444. Pushed in the air down the left side. It'll slice off into the seats.
Cubs hitting a major league worst 209 since May 16th.
It's in the dirt. And now 2-2. Yeah, it's especially been an issue with men on base and men in scoring position.
Why did I say May 16th? Because May 15th they beat Atlanta 7-1, and they have not had an easy win since then. It's been just a grind. A whole bunch of losses, and the few wins they've had, they've really had to fight for.
Palante strikes out Bellinger, got him to chase on the curve. 1-2-3 go the Cubs. Left-handed starters, and Shota Imanaga has thrown the bulk of them. Compared to the rest of the league, and he is outdistancing everyone combined.
It seems anecdotally that there's a lot of split finger pitches in the game, so I looked it up.
Line drive, softly hit, and Horner will watch that land out into right field, and it's a single for Arenado. You looked it up, and
2.7% of all pitches in the major leagues are split finger pitches. 2.7. What it is, there's not that many guys that throw it, but the guys that do throw a lot of them.
No doubt. But not very many lefties.
No, apparently not. I mean, because our McNugget was all over it.
So here is Nolan Gorman.
Fernando Cruz of the Reds. Outstanding split finger pitch. Gosman, that's been his big weapons.
This one mile high into the air. Nico Horner, sunglasses on.
Christopher Morel was waiting. He was ready for a deflection in case Nico didn't handle that one. All hands on deck. On a bright breezy day here at Wrigley Field.
Just like you, buddy.
Gotta be ready, man.
Bright and breezy.
Bright and breezy and ready to rock. Looks like right to left. It looks like it's blowing out hard to left, but our data indicates otherwise.
I'm not even going to try and do it until Patrick Wisdom hits 111. All right, Wrigley Field Weather report, wind blowing straight in from right field. That's Casey on
Yeah, Casey's
the social scene.
Casey, I don't think that's accurate.
In the air towards left center, Pete Crow Armstrong. And there's 2 away.
Ooh, look at those. Look at all those arrows.
Yep.
Kind of a cross breeze right to left. And then it gets into the ballpark, and we got some swirling action going on.
And if the ball actually hits one of those arrows, the ball explodes. I've seen it happen once or twice.
Burst into a flame.
There's Dylan Carlson now. Popped up foul. Jan Gomes check that as it lands about 10 rows in back of the plate. Carlson, switch hitter, batting right. At just 197. The guy you keep forgetting about is Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman still hasn't played, coming back from wrist surgery. And the Cardinals, like a lot of teams, searching for answers offensively. They're next to last in runs per game in the NL, 24th in the majors. Ollie Marmol's team, again, their 2 best hitters are Goldschmidt and Arenado, and they haven't had their typical year.
Yeah, Arenado's picked it up here lately. Goldschmidt still searching. Wilson Contreras was having a very nice year when he went on the IL, so they miss his bat. They got off to a really miserable start, and sits in and played better. They've made it back to 500 with that win yesterday, and they're now in second place in the wacky, crazy NL Central, 5.5 games behind the Brewers. One good week will take you from last to second in this division.
The 1-2 is inside. Contreras, they're hoping, will be back probably 2-3 weeks, but that forearm injury, he broke his forearm when JD Martinez and the bat path connected with Contreras' arm. That wasn't on a backswing, it was on a swing.
Swing, yeah.
Line drive caught at third. Morel has it, and that's the inning. He pitches around the leadoff single. And Seiya Suzuki.
Probably the loudest, longest ovation we've ever had for a service person here at the ballpark. This is incredible. She's not using those stinking bumpers to average 128. Not Betty.
Seiya Suzuki climbs in. And Palante back to work, bottom of the second. The pitch in for a strike.
We've talked about it a lot lately. Seiya takes that first pitch almost all the time. Pitcher's wise to it. Will just pump one through there and get the jump on him.
And now it's 0-2. That one just did catch the inside edge.
Pretty good action on that heater too at 94.
The 0-2. I mean, there's an element of it where for Suzuki, I mean, he swings the first pitch a little over 11% of the time, so it's effectively a free strike. And in Major League Baseball right now, first pitch strike rate is right around 62%, the highest it's ever been. Line drive out into left center field, and that's a base hit.
Cubs held to 3 hits in the ball game yesterday. They were all singles leading off innings. They weren't able to get anything going behind those leadoff knocks. Let's see if today is a different story. Ian Happ will stride up there with a chance to get a little rally going here in the second inning.
First one to Happ. And that's That's in for a strike. Ian hitting .212. The on base at .322. Cubs are 0 for their last 18 with men on base. Line drive, base hit, left field. So Hack goes the other way. Back-to-back singles to begin the bottom of the second.
Fastball. His fastball has natural cutting action, and up it can be a real problem, but down like that a little bit easier to get to, and a good approach by Happ, pinging that the other way.
First one to Nico, and that's in for a strike. Alante ready. That one slapped foul. Pitch off the outside edge. Nico, great contact guy, good bad ball hitter. Now time called. Corner's average sits at just .249. Certainly a guy that you expect to see that batting average up closer in the .270 range. Career he's .275, and right there Clemens rings him up. And there's one away.
Yeah, Nico staying there a long time. He had beef with Clemens on this one, but it was a good pitch at the knees and had a good chunk of the plate.
So now it's Dansby Swanson. There's a strike on the outside corner, although K-Zone said it missed. Since May 13th, the Cubs are 9-20. Just trying to find some type of rhythm offensively. There's strike two. There's that element of it where it's like you're waiting for them to score, and then that's kind of it, right? That's a nasty pitch.
It comes off that slider off the outside corner that was called a strike, and then he paints the fastball right on the edge. The shape, the action on that pitch, I think, is fooling the Cub hitters. They're seeing it in, but it's on the corner or on the plate inside.
And there is funk to that motion, right? I mean, there's something about the way.
The high front side, he throws his glove way up in the air. It's a high arm slot with which he delivers the pitch.
That one flared out into right center, falling, and a nice catch out in center by Dylan Carlson. Carlson got a good jump.
Yeah, look for a second like this ball was going to get down for Dansby. Carlson fairly shallow to begin with. Ian Burleson in pursuit, but it's the center fielder Carlson who had the best angle.
Okay, now an opportunity for Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA hitting .213, the on base at .260. And a swing and a miss.
Okay. Palante's dad, when Andre was growing up, his dad encouraged him to play a lot of long toss, and he said that's why he ended up throwing the ball like this, because he used to play a lot of just air it out as far and as high as you could throw it. Led to this certain mechanics that he works with. I guess his dad's a real student of pitching, and we'll go to Baseball Savant and Fangraphs and check out his son's spin rate and
love it,
all that stuff. Yeah. Son, you need to work on your IVB, induced vertical break.
Thank you.
Apparently it's a thing.
Swing and a foul tip into the mid of Pages. And Pete Crow Armstrong is gone. The Cubs get the first two on, can't do anything with it. And Naga back to work and delivers outside ball one to Brendan Donovan. It'll be Donovan, then Pages, and then Wynn. That one missing, and now it's 2-0. Donovan, their 7th round pick in 2018. Versatile player. The 2-0. That finds the mark.
Donovan riding a 9-game hitting streak coming into play here today.
Naga missing on the inside edge. You can see him peeking there for an extra moment at Paul Clemens. So animated out there. It's a fun watch. The 3-1. And now it's filled up 3-2.
He kind of holds that position. Deep breath, blows it out. It's kind of like a friendly way to second guess the umpire.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Got him on the splitter. Let's send it downstairs and say hey to T-Mac.
Well, I loved how Jim DeShays before the break was talking about induced vertical break. This is baseball in 2024. We found a way to measure just about everything. This ballpark is loaded with cameras for StatCast to help guys measure all of those numbers. But I want to talk about a system that the Cubs implemented this offseason. It's called Catapult. And this system helps monitor everything that happens pregame and then off the field as PCA make the out right there. But Catapult is used for both position players and pitchers, but for pitchers specifically, it's been very helpful to monitor workload. And we talked so much with Shota Imanaga on the mound about how the Cubs are very intentional about the work that he puts in and day out. And so this Catapult system has allowed the Cubs to monitor everything that he does throughout the week so that they can adjust his workload accordingly. And talking with the Cubs, one thing that they've really found useful with this information is just how different every guy is. So the example that was given is Justin Steele is a really high intent thrower, but he doesn't throw for as far of a distance just on the field pregame, but his energy and effort might climb just as much as a guy who throws from 90 feet and throws with a lot less intent. So they've allowed each other, it's just allowed them to really measure the amount of work that every guy is putting in and then being able to adjust accordingly. So it's amazing how much stuff they can monitor. And Boog and JD, I'm just waiting for them to come up with some sort of system to monitor your guys' workload up there, because I mean, this is getting crazy.
How many words am I saying? I'm sure that someone is figuring that out.
It looks like a sports bra when the guys wear it.
I want inside. And effectively, so Catapult, by the way, is a separate company, and the Cubs utilize it. And then the main reason they do is to measure what's happening off the field and basically time away from playing. In game, they utilize all the StatCast measurements. All that data is being collected, but the Catapult is a wearable device. Players have to agree to having the data collected, and not every player agrees to it. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mason Wynn. Wynn down on strikes, and Imanaga looking good here today. He has struck out 4. Shota with the and we're back as Yan Gomes takes a pitch for a strike. Gomes standing in. It'll be Gomes, then Tauchman, and then Morel. That's laced towards right center field, and it'll touch down for a hit. Good start to the third for the Cubs. Time now to play mound ball. It's presented by Tasty Trade. If the ball stays on the mound, Cubs season ticket holder Ted Wysock wins the $2,000 Tasty Trade jackpot, and he won. Congrats to Ted for winning today's edition of Mound Ball. Presented by Tasty Trade. Ted is delighted. Stocks, options, futures, crypto.
Penny ball game. Yeah, $2,000.
First one to Tuckman, misses inside.
Pedro Pajas, the rookie catcher for the Cardinals. He's not really subtle, is he, trying to jerk those pitches into the strike zone? Reminds me a little bit of Mike Piazza back in the day.
Ground ball, Wynn will take it himself, steps on the bag and throws out Mike Tuckman. It'll go 6-3 and a double play. Time now for Intelligence Center. It's powered by CDW and Adobe, and highest percentage of hits that result in home runs, and only Nolan Gorman has a higher rate of hits that are homers.
What is that telling us exactly?
I would say that for the most part, if you're seeing a hit, it's usually damage.
Or two guys that aren't hitting for average, but they slug.
There you go.
Yeah.
That too. That more. As I continue to mangle the English language. That more.
I mentioned earlier, Palante has been a big time ground ball guy. In his career, 68% of balls in play on the ground. It's the start of 2022. No pitcher has induced a higher percentage of ground balls. So, you know, you're always vulnerable to that ground ball double play. At some point, maybe you start thinking about playing a little hit and run, starting a base runner.
Check swing, appeal to first, and he went.
He likes the ball middle in, but that one obviously well in off the plate. Kings of the ground ball.
There's a ground ball. Arenado handles it. Morel is out. And Palante uses the double play. Burleson takes a strike. Going to count 0-1. JD Shota has looked sharp so far.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he's mixing in his breaking ball a little bit more, but everything looks good coming out of his hand here today. Location is spot on.
Again, went too far. That was the slider.
Yeah. That's a good look at it right there. Hand on the side of the ball, imparting that spin. Strike the ball, dip it down and away from a really good hitter. A guy hangs in there well against left-handed pitching.
Line right field. Suzuki back, and that one hits the base of the wall. Burleson racing for second, and he's got a double.
Second hit of the day for the Cardinals. This time it comes on the splitter. It's a hanger. Bell time, middle of the zone. The Cardinals have their first man in scoring position today. Goldie was sitting on the curveball right there.
So Goldschmidt hitting just .225, and one of the big issues for him is the strikeout rate is the highest it's been in his career for a full season.
he's had other stretches in recent seasons where he's really struggled for a time, but typically able to kind of pull it together and put up very good numbers. You always wonder, though, and as a player ages, how much he's got left in the tank. Paul is now 36 years old.
On the ground, Swanson there will take it in. Throws out Goldschmidt. On the play, Burleson to third.
The 50-50 raffle is having a guaranteed jackpot of $50,000. Fans in Illinois can purchase tickets through the end of tomorrow's game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a Wrigley Field raffle ambassador through the 8th inning of tomorrow's game. Big crowds here all weekend. That jackpot's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Currently up over $54,000.
Very cool. Find an ambassador. This one to Arenado, misses upstairs. In the air, out towards right center. Pico Armstrong making the catch. And Seiya hit the deck. One nothing Cardinals. And that's kind of the way it's been going.
Yeah, well, fortunately the ball was caught. If they don't get tangled up, you get a chance to get off a better throw, have a shot at Burleson at home plate, perhaps. You got two guys out there with strong throwing arms. You know, center fielder takes priority. The issue, again, it's a bright, windy day, so nobody wants to look away from the ball to find their teammate. So eyes on the ball, can't hear each other calling. Probably got to be a little bit more aggressive trying to call for that ball.
So a sac fly and the Cardinals jump in front. Strike one to Nolan Gorman.
Figure with Imanaga out there, the ball's going to be in the air more against him than it would be against Palante. So potential for the wind in the sky to be a factor. Certainly much more in play with Shota out there.
This guy Gorman, someone who hits it in the air a lot. He leads him in homers at 15. He also swings and misses a ton.
Hey, good pitch. And it's a slider to the outside corner.
Outside. So now it's 3-2, 2 outs, bases empty. The Cardinals have taken a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the fourth on a sac fly by Nolan Arenado. Imanaga. High fly ball, right field. Suzuki has it, and that's the third out. But the Cardinals strike first, and as we go to the bottom of the fourth, it is 1-0.
April 6, 1971, Billy Williams walks it off against Bob Gibson in the 10th on opening day. Moments ago, sweet swinging Billy Williams recognized here in the ballpark, celebrating birthday number 86 today. I could probably still roll out of bed and hit you a line drive.
Bellinger takes down low.
A lot of luminaries in the baseball world celebrating today. Wade Boggs having a birthday. Dusty Baker, Andy Pettit, Tim Lincecum.
Tim Lincecum's next. Ground ball, base hit up the middle, and Belly is aboard. So the Cubs trying to scratch back, trailing 1-0.
Stays back nicely on that backdoor breaker. Third consecutive inning with a leadoff knock. Cubs have not scored in the first 3 innings of any of their last 5 games. Man, there's the Suzuki strike zone. Maybe Seiya needs to start bowing at the umpire.
Or barking.
Barking, yeah.
I showed a stat the other day about how he gets the second highest percentage of pitches outside the strike zone called strikes since he entered the league. The only guy ahead of him is Wilmer Flores. So that's since the start of 22. It's an odd stat, right? I mean, the first thing you go to is there something mechanically that he does? Is there something with the way he sets up?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is his posture, his position in the batter's box? I don't know. I just don't know.
And then I floated the theory that he doesn't argue. He doesn't complain.
Oh, well, here we go.
I mean, that, yeah. That is middle, above. Holy cow. That's egregious, Jim.
It sure is.
Make him pay. Umpire tendencies presented by U Chicago Medicine. And Paul Clemens considered to be pitcher friendly. They debuted in the COVID year of 2020. 1-2, Bellinger at first, nobody out. Cubs down a run, and that's down and in. We talked with Craig Counsell pregame, asking him, just talking about umpire tendencies, etc. And he was saying, yeah, I'm not entirely sure as a hitter what you do with that. I don't know how capable hitters are of really kind of altering their zone. You know what I mean? Based on the umpire?
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things people say all the time. If the umpire's calling those pitches off the plate, you've got to go swing at them. And I mean, hitters are conditioned. They know what what they perceive the strike zone to be, and you don't want to lose that. You don't want to just go up there hacking because you got an umpire who's pretty generous calling strikes. And the other piece of it too is if the ball's 3 inches off the outside corner, in all likelihood you're not going to hit it really hard anyway.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Man at first, nobody out. Here goes the runner. That's hit on the ground and through. How about that? And Bellinger's not stopping. And they're at first and third.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the ground ball tendencies of Palante. Might be a good idea to start a base runner or two. Make sure you stay out of a double play, because if it's not breaking to cover the bag, that's probably a double play. Owens is on the move, creates a little movement on the infield. A little bit surprised they had the shortstop covering there and not the second baseman.
Cardinals have Chris Roycroft up. His hat hits that hard but foul. There he is. Can't confirm. Roycroft getting loose. Palante at 55 pitches. And right now the Cardinals lead it 1-0.
Belmonte is not a strikeout pitcher. Strikeout rate a little under 16%. That's a good bit below major league average.
Which keeps going down, by the way. Pitch outside, 22.2%.
What was it last year?
22.7, and the year before that it was up over 23. Pitch off the inside edge, good take. Swing and a miss. Happ is gone.
This is how it feels to have a health partner who doesn't just treat part of you, they care for all of you. Because the only way to be your best self is with your best health. So you can live purposefully, live gracefully, and live fully.
Belmonte strikes out Happ, and Ali Marmol is out of the dugout, and he'll take the baseball.
Belmonte none too happy with this move.
Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about checking. And by UI Health, changing medicine for good. Nico Horner stands in. Runner takes off from first. That one trickled up the first base line. Bobbled, everybody safe. Say it at third. And it's 1-1.
All right. Well, he got it done with bunts the other night in Tampa. Now a little swinging bunt from Nico Horner gets the job done. We're going to give him a base hit on this. I'm not sure why. It feels like an E1 to me, but irrelevant. Whoops. Fresh into the game. Roycroft can't get the handle. And Suzuki keeping his eye on the ball. Able to scamper on in over to third base.
So here's Dansby. Runner takes off from first. Little roller out in front of the plate. Has throw to first. Out at first. Run scores. Cubs lead 2-1. So about 80 feet total worth of singles produces 2 runs.
Yeah, well, we talked earlier about the soft dirt in front of home plate. It takes a little steam out of that one. Heck of a play by Pages. A dangerous play for Goldschmidt, reaching into the path of Dansby to make that catch, but able to get in and get out on time.
So 2-1. And nothing in 1 to count on Pete Crow Armstrong.
This Roycroft is a local product, born in Elmhurst, graduated from Willowbrook High School. Cardinals signed him. He was playing independent ball for the Joliet Slammers. And this is his 10th major league appearance.
Runner takes off for third. Throw there. Tag safe. And Arenado pointing at the dugout saying maybe give it a look. They're going to look.
St. Louis is challenging the safe call at third base.
Scott Barry, the crew chief, and they're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine.
Has a very strong arm. The throw's on the money. Was the tag applied before the hand got to the base? I don't think so. I mean, man, it's really close. I don't know how you overturn the call on the field either way.
I'm with you. And again, as I mentioned, they can piece that view and the other view together to see if there's something. They call it a mosaic, JD.
Yeah.
I'm saying safe.
Well, it's interesting. This happened with Nico the other day in Tampa with 2 outs to steal the third base, and originally called out. It was overturned to safe. I mean, stealing the third with 2 outs is certainly a high-risk play. I think this call is going to stand up.
I hate the idea that. No, let's listen.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. St. Louis will lose their challenge.
So not confirmed stands. What I was just going to finish saying, I hate. We touched on this a million times. Just the idea that the oven mitt could touch the base ahead of the tag, come off the base for an inch and half a second, and if the tag is still on him,
yeah,
he's out. Like, it's not the reason why they started doing this.
Right.
The spirit of the rule, yeah. Don't like it. So a steal at third. That one above the strike zone, and now 2-2. Let's see if PCA can get something a little bit down that he can handle.
You know, and there is, we talk a lot about the percentage plays in baseball. You never want to make the first or third out at third base. There's mitigating circumstances, and in this case with PCA up there, the potential for an infield hit is real, and you're not going to score on an infield hit from second base.
And Pete Crow Armstrong will take his base.
Cubs really pushing it here in this inning, and I expect PCA to be on the move. First run scored not via the bunt since Wednesday in Tampa, but it scored on 2 basically ground balls to the mound or out in front of home plate. So yeah, taking advantage of the little things.
Dusty Blake out to the hill. Yeah, so basically the last 4 runs they've scored have come on balls that really didn't get past the pitcher's mound. It's Mike Napoli, always rocking the good shades. Mike Napoli is one of those guys that in his big league career, you don't think of him as a speed guy, so you may not think of him as a base running guy, but I can remember being around specifically that 2013 Red Sox team that won it all, and he was considered as good a base runner as they had. Really smart. And I know Pete Crow Armstrong has already taken some of the mentoring from Mike Napoli. First and third, 2 down. Cubs lead it by a run, and now time called by Yan Gomes, who singled his first time up, facing Chris Roycroft. Roycroft, who came on to replace, would we say, a cranky Andre Pallante?
He was not happy.
There goes PCA, and that one fouled off of the plate. I would come here on off days just to watch them hit fly balls to PCA in center and just have him run the bases. Just sit up here and watch it.
Yeah. It's fun to watch fast people.
Watch fast people with white shoes. There he goes. That's inside, and it's a stolen base. And Pete Crow Armstrong safely into second. He's got 11 bags now. That's what the kids say, bags.
His average sprint speed is over 30 feet per second. That's elite.
Yeah, last check, third fastest in all of baseball. And in terms of outs above average, there's only a handful of guys who were recorded more than 7. It's on the ground, out to short. Wynn has it. It throws out Gomes, but the Cubs scratch across a couple of runs. We'll head to the 5th. It's 2-1. Now to Ivan Herrera. And a breaking ball bounces in the dirt for ball 1. That was the curve. And Yan Gomes, some type of equipment issue, as he's going to head over to the dugout. T-Mac, Shota Imanaga, he doesn't always go by Shota. Explain, please.
Yeah, so here's what we know about Shota. He's really good at pitching, and he's really good at making people laugh. And so let's go inside the Cubs clubhouse to his locker, and his nameplate is not Shota Imanaga, it is Mike Imanaga II. Here's how this happened. Shota decided that he needed an American name because when he goes to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, wherever he's ordering his coffee from, they have not been able to get Shota correct on his cup. And so he said Mike, much easier for them to understand. So that's how he started going by Mike. As for Mike Imanaga II, when I asked him about it, he said, well, it's funny. And then I asked him, well, why Mike? I mean, there's so many different American names. Why did you pick Mike? And through Edwin, his translator, he looks at me and says, well, maybe I'll start going by John. John Shambi, John Imanaga, your pick.
He is unbelievable. Now, he's also been asked, well, why is he Mike Imanaga II? And he's given multiple answers. That's on the ground. Swanson takes it in, and there's one away. He told Andy Martinez and a group of reporters, it just sounds cool. But he's also said that he's Mike Imanaga II because Mike Imanaga I lives in everyone's heart. He's unbelievable. And he's messing with us.
Yeah.
He's messing with us. First offering is in for a strike to Dylan Carlson.
And my favorite part about these interactions is he has to go through his translator, Edwin, and so he'll tell Edwin what he has to say. They'll both laugh, and then he waits for our reaction because he knows we're going to laugh as well.
To center, and Pete Crow Armstrong grabs it and then wanders onto the track 2 away. Yeah, it's quite a tandem, right? It's the joke combo of Shota and Edwin. Ladies and gentlemen, the comedy musings of Shota and Edwin.
And you have to wait.
And you have to wait. There's a pause. There's a pause. Look, everybody goes about it differently, right? Some people, there's a giant snorty laugh and it comes at you immediately.
Yeah. And
then for other people, you have to wait for the translator.
But after the punchline, you have to let it
1,000.
Think in a little bit.
2,000.
Well, we won't say who the snorty laugh is, but I'll tell you how I react. I laugh before Edwin even tells me what he said because I just assume it's going to be funny because he starts laughing. Shota starts laughing.
In the air right field, it's Suzuki charging in. Seiya has it. And Mike gets him 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. There's Mike Tauchman, top of the order. And the first offering misses down and in. Bottom half of the 5th, Cubs 2, Cardinals 1. We talked with Craig Counsell pregame. I tried to get inside his noggin a little bit just to see kind of the way he looks at stuff, because he's very naturally wired to what is the next right thing to do. What do we have to do in the moment and not worry about 15 steps ahead of time? And yet even still, I needed to know, does he ever flash to, is today the day we get it going? Is today the day that we start to swing it and it leads to a big win streak? And he said the only thing that he really does, he frames it differently, he said, is today the day that we have a win by a big margin?
Yeah, an easy win, because they haven't had
easy
one.
Win.
Closing in on a month.
Line drive, base hit. That's out into right field. And Tachman will take the turn. Burleson fires it in, and Mike aboard with a leadoff single.
Well, fourth consecutive inning with a leadoff base hit. They turned it into 2 runs in the fourth. Tachman now joins the hit parade. He's 1 out of 3 this afternoon as he lashes this line drive to right.
Check swing, and that's a strike. And it's 0-1. Morel grounded out his first time. Hit it 109.2 miles an hour. That's the third. Now to second for 1. Return to first, 2.
Auto Owners insures your business, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
2 down, bases empty now, and it's 2-1 Cubs with the lead. And Cody Bellinger.
Croft, a big man, 26 years old, 6'8". Pretty good sinker on that 95, sinking action on that 95-mile-an-hour heater.
There you go, 6'8", 230. Used a phrase to describe someone running earlier that I would say has not been applicable to Chris Roycroft in quite some time, and that is scamper. I don't think Chris Roycroft
probably not.
Does a lot
6'8",
of scamper.
30 guys don't scamper. Might lumber a little bit.
Right.
If I were Paul Clemens, a home plate umpire, I'd be getting a little annoyed with Pedro Pages back there, jerking those pitches and then holding them in the strike zone. Come on, son.
Bellinger will take his base. And with 2 outs, a man aboard, and an opportunity for Seiya Suzuki.
Monday, the day after tomorrow, the Cubs are celebrating Pride Month at Wrigley Field with special entertainment, fan activities, and community recognitions. Fans who purchase at Cubs.com/specials will receive a limited edition Pride jersey. Cubs very aggressive on the bases back in the fourth. See if Bellinger is inclined to try to swipe a bag here.
One over to Seiya. That's in for a strike.
Roycroft down at AAA prior to his call up had a 0.98 ERA for 18 1/3 innings of work. Say again, I'm too happy with this call. This is pretty consistent though, right? He's called that pitch a lot today.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Seiya Suzuki. Belly at first. Comes up 2-1. Here comes. So now it's filled up 3-2. .50 check in, up over 63,000. Cubs.com/raffle or find an ambassador if you're in the house. Payoff pitch to Seiya. That's dribbled foul. Sinker at 96. Where'd you get that charger? That's cool.
Apple Store.
I gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
With the 2 thingamabobs. It's taking you behind the curtain, that's all. 3-2. And that's inside. And now Ian Happ will come up to hit. Happ with a single and a strikeout. Cubs would desperately love to add on, try and increase their lead. Bellinger at second, Suzuki at first. Pitch to Ian. Up and in. The 4-seamer had some cutting action. Time called, and Pages will head out to the mound.
I think Roycroft will be a tough guy to catch. A lot of movement on that sinker, and then he goes one way up. The strikeout victim in the 4th. Alante got him with a good slider. There's Leahy. He's warming up. Ryan Helsley, their closer, probably not available today. He worked yesterday and has worked 3 of the last 4 days.
The 1-0 to Happ. And now 2-0.
Cubs bullpen in pretty good shape today, in large part because of the effort of Kyle Hendricks yesterday, coming in for the injured Jordan Wicks. 4 1/3.
Wicks placed on the IL with the oblique injury. Keegan Thompson was back up from AAA. Kyle yesterday, great work, lots of soft contact as he chats with one of the youngins, Ben Brown. 3-0 to count. That's through there for a strike. Jack swing. Did he go? No, he did not. And now they're loaded.
We got the big double play ball off the bat of Christopher Morel, and then 3 consecutive walks. Roycroft putting himself in a big jam here, a jam that he's not going to be able to work out of because only Marmol is striding purposely to the mound. Pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. This is right-hander Kyle Leahy into the ball game. This is appearance number 13. 18 2/3, a 4.82 ERA. A little big league time last year, 3 games. Another inexperienced arm out there in the bullpen. Fastball, slider, curve, cutter, change.
All loaded up, and Nico hammers one left field. Going back is Donovan, and he makes the catch. Runners that he has allowed. Pedro Pages now.
Baez with the home run yesterday, his first career home run as a big leaguer, 33 at bats.
In the air out towards left, where Happ makes the grab.
Tomorrow's game against the Cardinals is airing exclusively for free on the Roku channel. But tune into Marquee Sports Network immediately following the game for Cubs Post-Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Swing and a miss, and a good pitch there. The splitter, and wind comes up empty. You look at the way this pitch moves, JD, and we've often remarked that it looks like it has some of that lateral kind of cutting movement. That one hit softly into right at a base hit. That was the curveball. But in fact, it does not move that way. It's just a matter, and we probably don't do it enough to point out, center field camera locations distort what a pitch looks like and how it moves. So our camera here at Wrigley Field, for example, is off center. So he's not right behind him. So on that splitter, it may look like it's starting outside and cutting back in, but it is not. They have data that tracks it. It does not move that way. You'd see it more plainly, like in Texas, the center field camera straight over the pitcher's mouth. So sometimes that off-center camera angle will give you a distorted idea of what's taking place with the pitch. There they are. Is that Bobby? Hi, Bobby. Can we just check back in with Bobby again? Bobby, you good? All right. Thanks.
Bob. Carl, Bob, Bobby. Is that Kev? We're missing somebody. Jamie's out.
We should just do camera guy roll call for the next, like, everybody just tips their caps.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, well, this will date me like.
Hi, Marty.
Like the Musketeers.
Yeah.
It's. Hi, Marty.
I'm Keith. There's Keith. I see you, buddy. I'm looking at you too. You don't even know I'm looking at you. I'm right above you. Left field, Ian Happ waits for it. Oh! And now a tag and a throw to second. And safely in there is Wynn.
Showed you that wind earlier, working from right to left. He appears to have a beat on this one, but has to make a late adjustment. And then able to tag up and get himself into scoring position. That's good base running.
Balls, no strikes to count. Imanaga at just 71 pitches.
Yeah, well, the Cardinals came out very aggressively. A lot of early swings early in the count. A lot of guys against Imanaga. They want to try to jump on a first pitch fastball so they don't have to deal with that splitter. And that's why I think he started to mix in more breaking balls on 0-0. Goldie struck out on the splitter first time up. And well behind that 2-0 fastball right there. That's probably the last thing he expected to see.
2-1 on Goldschmidt. On the ground, Swanson throws out Goldschmidt, and Imanaga with 6 strong innings here today. Hopefully more to come. Swanson. Dansby Swanson stands in. Yeah, the first one is in for a strike from Kyle Leahy. In the dirt. Swanson and PCA and then Gomes, a game the Cubs lead 2-1. It's odd the Cubs haven't been playing very many one-run games, you know, JD?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shocker.
Holy cow. I mean, even Craig Counsell, who's been immune to aging for the first 53 plus years of his life, I think.
Gotta be feeling it a little bit.
Gotta be feeling it a little bit. And ball 4. Swanson will take his base. A leadoff walk downstairs, and Taylor McGregor.
And Boog, you know what helps in one-run games? Really good bullpen arms. And the good news, Cubs bullpen options on the injured list right now are making a comeback, beginning with Yency Almonte. He threw live BP in Arizona yesterday. He is now back in Chicago with the team. He'll throw another live bullpen session this week and then go on a rehab assignment. So he's inching closer to a return. And then Caleb Killian and Julian Merriweather are both inching their way back. Killian threw a 32-pitch bullpen yesterday, and Julian Merriweather threw a 26-pitch bullpen yesterday. So both of those guys starting to ramp back up. Again, good news for bullpen and good news when it comes to one-run games.
I'm glad you mentioned Caleb Killian, just because before he ended up hurting, I think it was what, the lat, and he was doing well in spring training. That one popped up. Goldschmidt there, foul ground, and makes the catch. But I think more than anything, you're looking at a guy that they would utilize as a little more max effort bullpen arm, someone that could come in and wipe some people out. And
yeah,
they probably don't have enough. They don't have enough guys like that. Yeah. So I think a healthy Caleb Killian throwing, 96, 97, 98 miles an hour could be a factor down the stretch when he gets healthy.
Yeah.
And obviously Merriweather.
For sure. Yeah. He was really good in spring training. I mean, spring training, it's limited and all that, but
yeah, it's
fastball was what got everybody's attention.
No question. It's not huge information, but it's some. Just to finish the point, JD, Shota Imanaga struck out 25 in 12 2/3 in spring training. So that
there's something good was coming.
Back here at Wrigley, Boog, JD, and T-Mac as Nolan Arenado stands in. Shota Imanaga, 73 pitches. He's been brilliant. Laced foul down the left side and out of play.
Another first pitch swing from a Cardinal hitter. Arenado trying to ambush that first pitch fastball.
In there for a strike, and again, that four-seamer, the velocity reading is not going to overwhelm you. It's 90, 91 is mainly what we've seen today. But it's got that carry, and it just stays on plane longer than a standard 90 or 91 mile an hour fastball, and so it's really hard for hitters to square it up. Oh, 0-2. Here it comes. That one punched the other way. Foul. A little shout out to Steve. Watch it from the hospital. Heal up. Appreciate you watching. Now he's shaking his head there. Mike did not like that pitch.
Well, he, like all pitchers, is prone to the third time through the batting order penalty. Opposing hitters batting .333 against him when they face him for a third time.
Going upstairs, and it's 1-2.
Take a look, first, second, third time through the batting order. You see the numbers go up, and this is pretty much universal across the game. So if you want to yell at the manager for pulling the starter when he's got a good game going, there's a reason why.
And that one hit him. Imanaga hits Arenado with a 1-2 pitch. And now the tying run is on.
Arenado has the ability to go out and get pitches away. We've seen him do it time and time again. Take some bad swings at balls down and away, and he's able to flip them to right or to center field for base hits. You got to do your work inside against him and trying to bust that fastball up and in. Just got away from Imanaga a little bit.
Yeah, Arenado's MO is really, it's clear in terms of the slug is to the left of second base. So he's looking to pull the ball in the air and then take the soft singles to the right side. Here's Gorman now. He's a threat. Swing and a miss.
Lefties see a good number of sliders from Imanaga. Could have been. The one thing you don't see Imanaga try very often is like a down and away fastball to a left-handed hitter. When he's trying to go away, it's usually that slider.
Check swing, but he went too far. That's a strike. It's 1-2.
Because that down and away, that glove side fastball can be a difficult pitch to execute, especially when your natural fastball is that riding fastball up. Okay? Execute down and away with a fastball is not easy, and perhaps a little more mistake prone. So the slider, I imagine in his mind, is a safer pitch to try to go away with.
1-2 the count. Arenado at first. Bellinger holds him on. Cubs up by a run. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and he made Gorman look bad.
Strikeout number 5 for Imanaga, his first since the third inning. And he gets a dangerous hitter to look bad one more time with the slide ball.
And now it's Ivan Herrera. Herrera doing the DHing again today. And Pages do the catching. Herrera's been a pretty crucial bat for them since the Contreras injury, not including today. He's hit .313 since Contreras went on the shelf in early May. The 0-1. Count climbing now at 86 for Shota. Again, working on 5 days rest. All quiet in the Cubs pen. The most pitches Imanaga has thrown 102. That was May 7th against the Padres.
Looked like Imanaga tried to use a little bit of a quick step there, and no real need to do that with Arenado, the base runner.
Inside, and now it's 3-1.
Yeah, he's fighting it. You can see it in his body language, the way he's reacting to some of these misses.
Herrera back in. Cubs 2, Cardinals 1. And that one lined and a base hit out into left field. And now the tying run is in scoring position.
Time for a little visit from the pitching coach and get somebody cranking up in the bullpen.
So Tommy Hotovy out to visit Shota Imanaga. You know they would love to see him secure 2 more outs.
Cubs baseball is presented by Fast Play. Download the Illinois Lottery app to play today.
Smiley and Leiter getting up in the pen. I beg your pardon. So what I just said was incorrect. It's not Smiley, it's not Leiter, it's Miller. I think Mark Leiter was in the background of that picture. %80 right.
He's out there somewhere.
2 on, 1 out. And Carlson fouls one back, gets nothing at 1. Dylan Carlson has lined to third, and he's flied to center. Another nail biter here for the Cubs, leading it 2-1.
Talk about this third time through the batting order issue that starting pitchers face, and it's not necessarily fatigue. That could certainly be part of it as the pitch count climbs. A lot of it is just the hitters become familiar with your stuff. And just, you know, the look of the ball out of the hand, the action on the breaking pitch, you know, the pitch patterns, what you like to throw in certain counts. So you always have, as a pitcher and a catcher, you always have to be cognizant of that and try to change things up. You don't want to fall into predictable patterns.
The 2-1. Fouled straight back.
Home run swing there. Carlson trying to really let it eat. Big leg kick. It just pulls off a little bit.
Two and 2. Let's see what Imanaga features right here. Arenado at second. Herrera's the runner at first. Cubs clinging to a 1-run lead. Up foul, and Carlson stays alive.
That's a good example of changing the pattern right there, because I think early in the game you probably would have seen a splitter in that situation, but Shota goes with the slider instead. Maybe now go with that split finger pitch.
In the air, left field, Happ. And Ian makes the grab. And there's 2 down. Big out right there.
Cub fans, go to MarqueeSportsNetwork.com for more on how Nico Horner has been a catalyst for the Cubs. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local Nationwide insurance agent. Visit JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Brendan Donovan here. Huge spot. Yeah, the first offering misses. Pages in the on deck circle. I get to figure this is his last guy regardless.
Yeah, I think so.
The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Donovan is 0 for 2. He has struck out and he has flied out. There's Pedro Pages. Imanaga trying to keep him right there. In the air, left field towards the corner. Happ back, racing back, and that one is foul. Wow. Ian disappearing into the corner. That ball was hit pretty well.
Yeah, carried pretty well. A little slice spin on it and bouncing off the top of the wall there. There's just no foul territory at all down there in that corner.
It is something else. Here we go. 2 on, 2 out, 1 and 2 the count. And the crowd get pumped up. 1-2. And he just scoops it foul. A 93-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball.
Yeah, emptying the tank here. Starting to find a little something extra on that heater. Donovan in protect mode. Short and quick, fighting it off.
Just missed. And most of the folks not in red here at Wrigley wanted it, and just off the outside edge. Paul Clemens, our plate umpire, 93 each of the last two hardest he's thrown. The 2-2. Donovan just able to get a piece. Coming will be the 29th pitch of the inning. And it'll be pitch 102 in the game. Arenado at second. Herrera at first. Here it comes.
102 matches a season high for Imanaga through 102 against the Padres back on May 7th.
Over in Japan, he would reach higher pitch counts while pitching less frequently with more rest. Back to work here, 2 and 2. 2 on, 2 out. Got him! And is fired up. Shota Imanaga strands 2, and it stays a 1-run Cubs lead. He's been as good a pitcher as there's been. Mike Tauchman standing in and takes a strike, 0-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. What great work by Shota Imanaga. That one lined into center, and Mike Tauchman with his second hit of the day.
It's amazing how many times the Cubs have put the leadoff man on here today.
And they have 2 runs.
Yeah, just haven't been able to do a whole lot with it. But it's a changeup, up being the operative word, and Tauchman lines it to center.
Cubs have put the leadoff man on base every inning but one. We're in the 7th.
Yeah, but the first inning, the only inning the leadoff man did not reach. Bouncing to 3 double plays today.
Pitch outside to Christopher Morel, who's 0 for 3.
Yeah, on the ground to the left side of the diamond all 3 times. A good solid contact, but on the ground at infielders. That's been a big part of his story this year.
Popped up. Win makes the catch.
Tuesday, the Cubs are celebrating women in sports. Fans who purchase at Cubs.com/specials will receive a limited edition basketball tank or soccer jersey.
Ali
Find the big fella at the ballpark taking in some baseball.
193 days to Christmas, so I mean you can wait a little while, but starting that shopping. JD, the rest of you, I'll let you know what I want. John King will go over the electoral map. That pitch is in for a strike to Cody Bellinger.
John King following a theme here today for the Cardinals. Another guy who gets a lot of ground balls.
the left, and it'll fall for a hit. Donovan picks it up on a bounce. So Belly reaches for the third time his second hit. 2 on and 1 out for Seiya.
Well, it's a good way for a left-handed hitter to compete against a lefty ground ball guy. Stay inside the ball, try to hit it the other way. It's precisely what Bellinger does. See him take this approach a lot with 2 strikes. And here just not a whole lot going on with the lower body. Quick to the ball. Has been on base all 3 times today. A couple of knocks and a walk.
And somebody get over to Santa. Ask him. 3-run Jimmy Jack right here would be nice. Maybe just skip ahead. Santa.
Dear Santa.
Dear Santa. Can we fly the W? Please. Kickoff play on. That was slow developing.
King turned if he saw that Tauchman was not very far off the base, so decided not to rush it and risk a mistake.
Line drive center field. Caught. 106.8. And Carlson able to grab it. 2 down.
Boy, sure looked promising off the bat. So squares up another one. Carlson plays pretty shallow center field. And that time it really pays off for him.
Ian Happ now. Happ trying to deliver some insurance here. Ian, a single, a strikeout, and a walk.
Cubs did not have an extra base hit since the Bellinger home run in Tampa. Was it the middle game of that series?
Yep. Swing and a miss.
Had a lot of traffic here today. 8 hits, taking 5 walks. Pretty good let up there by King.
High fly ball left field. Going back Donovan at the wall. Gone! Ian Happ will touch them all. Thank you, Santa.
Yes! Merry Christmas, Mr. Claus.
(5-1) Cubs lead.
There you go. First extra base hit since Wednesday versus the Rays. It was 16 consecutive singles. And then Ian Happ delivers the big blow. See? Yeah, Santa nice.
Yeah.
He'll deliver.
5-1. So Ian Happ, the homer, his 7th. That one hit hard. Over to Gorman. Ian Happ delivers some insurance runs as he blasts one into the bleachers from the right side. Insurance runs brought to you by Gallagher, helping you face your future with confidence. (5-1) thanks to that man Ian Happ, his 7th homer. He hadn't homered in his last 11. Hadn't homered here in the month of June. Last home run was May 31st. That 3-run blast giving the Cubs an extra cushion. Here's Tyson Miller.
Yeah, Tyson Miller's done a very nice job overall this year with 2 clubs. Especially good since putting on a club uniform, an ERA of 0.82 for Tyson. 11 innings now in a Cub uniform. He's pitched his way into the manager's circle of trust. David Bodie is in to play third base.
Pops it foul as that gets out of play. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the 8th. The Cubs, an embarrassment of riches, leading 5-1. John Shambi, Jim DeShays. Happy Saturday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Billy Williams. Santa Claus in the house.
D. Tapper, Swanson. Throws out Paez.
Hey, you know, let's take another look at that half home run. And it's brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. Right-handed Ian delivers a mighty blow. There was joy throughout the land, especially in the bleachers. Hey, good pitch. That drop down angle, he gets a lot of lateral movement on that slider.
Popped up foul and out of play. What is it? All the women are strong, all the men are what? And the children are above average?
They're good looking. All the men are good looking, and all the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are above average.
Blake will be gone. Two balls and a strike, 1 out. And the base is empty. Mason Wynn at the plate. Miller deals. Game 2 of this 3-game series against the Cardinals. It's game 2 of a 9-game 10-day homestand. And up next on Monday is the Giants. That one lined to center. Pete Crow Armstrong right there. Time for a game summary, and it is presented by Wintrust. Shota Imanaga, 7 innings, an earned run, didn't walk a soul, struck out 6 more. Sensational work, and then Happ with the exhale. His home run, his 7th, a 3-run blast, and here we are. I don't know about for you, JD,
yes.
But I mean, every time that it's Shota Day, it's exciting, it's fun for us. But you start to get this level of expectation that you just anticipate success every time he goes out there, and he's lived up to it.
I was talking to a couple of the fine Cub employees down in the concourse on my way up here today, and said it's not Saturday, it's Win Day. With Shota scheduled to pitch.
That's right.
Quality Start is brought to you by National Car Rental. Control confidence. And when we're talking Shota, we'll show you his line. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. He punched out 6. Did not walk him in.
Bounce to first. Bellinger backs up, underhands Miller. And a nice easy inning for Tyson Miller. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs lead. You're going to like buying a car this way. And by Northwestern Medicine. When it comes to your health, a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Matthew Liberatore will take over here, delivering ball one to Dansby Swanson.
Good hitter at 94 there for the left-hander. 24th appearance, 33 innings, and a 4.36 ERA.
That's to short. Win. Bobbles. Regathers. Throw to first in time.
Cubs Cornerstones are brought to you by Advocate Healthcare, and we shine a light on Hall of Famer Bruce Sutter, a 12-year big league career pitching for both of these clubs. One of 5 pitchers since 1969 with 125 saves or more for both the Cubs and the Cardinals. One of 8 relievers in the Hall of Fame. In 1979, he was a Cy Young Award winner with the Cubs.
This one bunted. Forward, throws to first, and they just do get PCA.
Tried to bunt last time he was up there, popped it up. This time, pretty good bunt and a good play to get him. Whole goal here is just get it past the pitcher. Left-hander falls a little bit off to the third base side. And we want to force that second baseman to come in and get it.
Nice play by Liberatore.
Because of his speed, I mean, he made that really close at first base.
Yeah, I mean, and it gives him more margin for error in terms of putting down the perfect bunt, right?
For sure.
Gomes, and he went, and that's a strikeout. We'll go to the 9th. The Cubs will try and close it out. They're up 5-1. Cubs lead it 5-1, and Tyson Miller delivers a strike to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt 0 for 3. Miller got him 1-2-3 in the 8th. So Craig Counsell saying, you know what? Why don't you go back out there and get the last 3?
Sure, first sign of trouble, they'll activate that bullpen if they haven't already. But not been a whole lot of trouble for putting on a Cub uniform. There's Hector Neris.
Hopefully he could stay right there. I mean, I feel like Hector Neris has done nothing but pitch in tie games or games where they're up by a run. Yeah, for Hector Neris, in 21 of the last 22 appearances, he entered with the score within 2 runs.
Yeah, he had the 2-run lead the other day. Gave up 1, but still got the save. Been a lot of high-stress outings for Hector, as it was for Alzolay before he went on the shelf.
Yes.
When he came in those early outings, he gave up some home runs, but he had no margin for error.
Two. Paul Goldschmidt, year 6 in St. Louis. He'll actually be a free agent at the end of the year.
Just a little bit low. Pretty good take there by Goldschmidt.
Cubs bullpen hopefully will be getting healthier sometime soon. As See Almonte sometime in the not too distant future. Goldschmidt down on strikes, and there's one away. Upcoming schedule is brought to you by Steinhoffels, and one more with these Cardinals. That'll be tomorrow at 12:05 on Roku. It'll be Tyone and Michaelis, and then Cubs welcome in the Giants, off day Thursday, and then it's the Mets. Fastball for a strike to Arenado. JD, the Fitty is up.
Yeah, look at that, people.
Almost 80K.
We got one more day to go, too.
Arenado, a single, a sac fly, and he's been hit by a pitch. On the ground, Horner circles around, throws him out, 2 away. Well, Craig Counsell was talking about it. Is today the day where we have a game with a bit of a margin? And they're an out away from making that happen.
Yeah, I don't know if this would qualify as an easy win, a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th, but their biggest margin since the middle of May when they beat the Atlanta 7-1 back on May 15th.
Nolan Gorman 0 for 3. Got big power. 5-1 Cubs, 2 outs in the 9th. Here's the 0-1. Balls and a strike on Nolan Gorman. That's a strike. And now it's 2-2. Tyson Miller trying to finish it off. Gorman waits. Here we go. Ball game. Cubs win. Miller closes it out. Imanaga, brilliant hat with the 3-run homer. And the Cubs victorious here today. First win by 4 more runs. Hugs since May 15th. Sing the song.
This is the year and the Cubs are in. So come on down to Wrigley Field. We're singing.
86th birthday, and he told us, Cliff, that they couldn't let him down. They had to get a win today, and they ran through the tape. Cubs post-game live is coming your way right after this. We're going to show you how it all went down. Don't you touch that dial. Cliff and I dubbed today Father's Day Eve, and we said there was no way Showtime and the game could let down all the dads out there, and boy, oh boy, did they come through with flying colors. Imanaga, 7 innings pitched, 103 pitches, 69 of them went for strikes, and he showed a whole lot of emotion. And speaking of emotion, Happer had folks perhaps shedding a tear at the friendly confines when he went up and out because Steve Goodman, that meant that his song would be playing come game